And welcome back to A Bromley Wonders. And today we are, oh well, for the next few days and yesterday, which I didn't really film anything then because it was a nice first day, but we're actually in Sychpwll. I don't know how to pronounce it actually, because in Welsh I believe two L's is the ch sound, so Sychpwll, Sychpwll Centre, I don't know, but we're just inside Wales, like literally just past Shrewsbury, so like barely, but we are in Wales. There's the lake, well, the River Vyrnwy, which obviously runs to the Lake Vyrnwy with the drowned village, which is cool, which we might go and see, but it's about a 40-minute drive from here. But this lake is directly next to the campsites here, but it's not only a campsite, it's a bizarre eclectic collection of buildings created from what I've gathered so far, because the guy who runs the site with his missus, Seb and Debbie, their dad or his dad built most of this and created it all during the kind of early millennium after some big crazy flooding happened around here, because apparently the water levels here get insane. So there's loads of buildings made of hay bales and clay from the Riverside, and they're all beautiful. The one we've got is the Hobbit house, and it's just like a little surprise for the family to come and see. And I think it's landed well. It's very, very cool, and we definitely live in it if we could. Just had our first night's sleep and it was rather wonderful, I must say. We've watched Rings of Power whilst we're here, season 2, and I must say that is pretty rubbish. Alright, a quick little portrait walk around of the space. Unfortunately I didn't tilt the phone, but here you go. You can see that it's all made of proper wood, all locally sourced. There's the baby. Lovely, she enjoyed it by the way, and this was all heated by real fires only, and this thing held the heating perfect. It's made out of hay bales and clay from the local Riverside. All the wood, or as much wood as possible, was sourced from the site itself. Correct. And as you can see, it had full-on gas cooker, completely usable kitchen. This was powered by a gas cylinder outside. If that ran out, then the guys on site would change that for you. There's a dining table. There's a full-on little fridge freezer thing, the kettle. This was a spare room that we didn't even use. And how cool is it? The wood is perfectly chosen. I love the design. Yeah, everything's just completely usable. The lighting was lovely. Everything was just fine. Really can't complain. TVs in both rooms. There was Wi-Fi, a little bit ropey, but hotspotting your own phone was fine. This fireplace in the kitchen to heat this side of the house, and another fireplace in here to heat this whole room. And yeah, enough wood on site to just get on with it. And yeah, it's been a great experience. 10 out of 10 if I was going to review them on Airbnb. But hopefully this counts as a review. I'm going to show you, not absolutely everything because I don't want to ruin it for everyone, but the cool bits and bobs that we have seen, our little adventures in the area. And this is all with the dog in tow. And she's 12 weeks today. A 12-week-old baby girl who is fantastic. And of course my wonderful Mrs. And we're all having a lovely time. But yeah, this is actually a campsite when it's not kind of out of season. Right now there's no one else here apart from us, which is kind of cool because it means we can look at everything. Did actually get offered another accommodation place instead of the one that I booked, but only booked the one that's here. Well, the one that I did book because it's a cool Hobbit house, and we're massive Lord of the Rings and Hobbit fans. Not Hobbit the movie, that's rubbish, but Hobbits in general as a people. Although let it also be said that the Harfoots and the stores and all this from the new version of Rings of Power are trash, and if they came first I probably wouldn't be a Lord of the Rings fan, annoyingly. But they do a great job. The people on site here, we had a lovely tour from Seb, and I think Debbie is the missus, and they've got some lovely little daughters. Hopefully our kids grow up to be like that because they've grown up here all their lives and they're little bloody forest princesses, they really are, and they live in the dream because they run the campsite in the summer, and it looks like they've run some kind of nursery from their awesome little farmhouse conversion throughout the year. But then there's also the Airbnbs and little weddingy venue-y things, which I'll show you. But yeah, just really can't complain. This is probably going to be very hard to top when it comes to Airbnbs and yeah, cheap enough getaways, because I don't think you have to spend a bucket load of money to be anywhere cool. Another campsite, I think there's 3, and yeah, like I don't know if I have said actually, but they are a 9 out of 9 perfect score campsite from 2024. I think they've been open a few years, and it just looks like there's 0 complaints about the area. So yeah, there's a bit of a benchy water point. I don't know if this is a little calf in the summer or what, but it's nice. And all the buildings here essentially are made out of hay bales and clay from the local river Vyrnwy, which is just over there. But yeah, it's very impressive building techniques. It floods around here a lot. There was a huge flood in the millennium, and once that had taken basically everything away, building all of this crazy stuff began, and it's all very impressive. So it's all been here for like a good quarter of a century. So yeah, these building techniques, they take a little bit of upkeep by the sounds of it. It's essentially paper mache inside, but yeah, super warm in the Hobbit house. The showers and toilet block. Everything generally up on stilts because everything gets very flooded when the River Severn and the Vyrnwy rise together. Here's his tinkering warehouse. Nice. And it looks like they use this as a wedding bedroom if they don't particularly all want to stay in the Hobbit house. This is called the Amsterdam room, and I can't show you much of it. There's a cool little anchor. There's just awesome trinkets everywhere. This is it's a bit of me, this. There's Hugo, of course. I think I can show you the back. Oh bonk. It's very cool. But I'd say the piece de resistance is this. The Hobbit house is awesome. Wouldn't change a thing. Would move in tomorrow if we could. It's perfect. Here we go. Cheers. Good boy. Hey. But yeah, I'm just going to show you one last thing, because this is open. And I think this is the kind of mess hall, kitchen hall thing when it's all up and running. But there's little windows that show you what these buildings are actually made of, which is cool. Look at that. It's beautiful. I'd open a bar here, absolutely. So yeah, I think it's the communal kitchen side of things. But yeah, it's left all this open so you can just see all the cool stuff. And I think, yeah, the owner was saying, I think it was the dad that built this. He unfortunately passed away not too long ago. But the things he's left behind are just incredible, really. Like all the little trinkets and stuff left in here, with the idea that in the future, when people find this place, they'll think everything was super important, including wax butter. But yeah, really cool. All built by this bloke. I'll try and get his name, because he deserves that recognition, mate. He did really well. Most of this built around the year 2000. It's just incredible. So when the question does arise, what would you... Look at that, 10 out of 10, mate. If the question ever arises, what would you do with your time if you won the lottery? Me and the missus are in pure agreement that it's probably this. Because fair play, it's brilliant. So I'm going to leave you with a shot of Hugo living his best life in between the Amsterdam room and the stuff shed. So we're all packed up and good to go. It's been awesome here. We've been here for 3-4 days and it's just right. We could do another one, but also quite happy to go home and chill there because it's all right, really. So last cool thing, which I haven't shown you yet, is the River Vernwy, which is just over here. Pippin's going first. Right. So the river's just there, and this is the pump house for the river when all of it floods. So this is the field where the owners of the site got trapped for almost a month, and they had to canoe to work, well, canoe to the shops, which I think is pretty sick. But yeah, that's the pump house and the sluice gate, because we've got the River Vernwy here and the River Severn over there. And if they both flood, then it's fucked here, to be honest. So there's loads and loads of earthworks and banks and things been put in place to try and keep everything dry and above water level for when things get the worst. But I'll just show you the sluice gate, because that's pretty cool. I'll see if I can find any photos of these floods. Landrino around the year 2000. We'll see if we can find anything. But look at that. So there's clearly the pump and the gate to split the two. So I don't think this is a river coming in. I think this is all the water expelled from the fields, but I don't know. Look how deep that is. In my mind, that's how Holloways used to look. It's a culvert and there's a little water passage underneath this road. But yeah, you're actually in the middle of absolutely almost nowhere. You can't hear anything, which is great apart from the birds. And when the DPD van, who's just been and gone, comes, you can hear him from about 2 miles away. And it feels like he's literally in your face the whole time, which is mad. But yeah, it's all a campsite. Plus these Airbnb. I don't think there's any glamping. But for the price of this, I wouldn't really aim to go glamping anyway, because it's damn cheap. I think this 3 days, 4 nights, it's cost about 360 quid, which you can't complain about. Pippin's enjoyed it. I've read up on this. Like, some people say dogs eating grass means they're ill. Some means it's good for their digestive system. Maybe he's just thirsty. But it's definitely breakfast time. He hasn't had it yet. Pippin, come on.